If you're what you pray for, if you're in the mind when you do it, you're going to get the sides of the coin, both the light and the dark of that thing. And you can't help it because the instrument that you're doing it through is polarized. But if you learn how to leave the mind and go into the sacred place in the heart, you can create from there. The heart doesn't know polarization. It only knows oneness and unity. It cares about all levels of life and doesn't see any particular level of life as more important than any other level of creating. It doesn't have any thought patterns or logic in it at all. It uses the dream process. And it uses feelings and emotions. It's feminine rather than masculine. And it doesn't, and because it isn't using logic, things don't have to get from A to B logically. Psychic phenomena, you can actually track all psychic phenomena and explain it. The military's been working with that for years, both Russian and Chinese and the United States that I know of for sure. You can track every psychic phenomena back exactly. You could explain it on how it took place. But you can't explain the creation patterns that happen from the heart. If you do the psychic patterns from the mind, it will appear as a coincidence. But if you do the if you do it from the heart, it appears out of nowhere. If you're trying to get an apple in your hand and you're doing it psychically, there's going to be some logical pattern where someone was doing it. I used to always I knew all this and I was trying to experiment with it before I knew about the heart. So I was always trying to manifest an orange. I used to sit for hours. There's an orange in my hand. I could see it. I could feel it. Trying to make this orange happen in my hand. And it never would happen. But I kept believing in it. And I kept trying it because I knew the possibilities of what it was doing it. And then one day I was in a meditation group with about 6 or 7 people. We were all sitting there meditating. And I was meditating for about an hour. And then I said, I'm going to try this orange thing. Nobody knew I was doing it but me. And so I held my little hand out here like that. And I said, there's an orange in my hand. I could feel it. I'm thinking about it. I'm sitting there. And somebody in the room went in the other room, came in there and dropped an orange in my hand. The impact was incredible. I just went, whoa, it's there. And she says, you gave me the orange? And there was a logical sequence. I did it. I actually did it. But it was a logical sequence. But if you were in your heart and did that same thing, it would actually appear out of nothing. There doesn't have to be any logic to it. There doesn't have to be any nothing. It just can happen without any science behind it or anything else like that. It's pure feminine creativity. This is where we're going, hopefully, that we can get out of our heads, out of our minds, into our hearts, where our hearts can control our minds rather than our minds controlling our hearts. We don't have any wisdom from our heart, from our minds. We can make incredible science. We can do amazing logical things, but we have no wisdom, and we're killing our planet with this brilliant science that we're doing that's coming from our mind. But we could do the same science and the same things from within our heart. Wouldn't do any harm to anybody anywhere at all. So there is a way, and I can't explain it now, but there is a way where your heart can gain control of the mind. And that's what this workshop that we're about to go into is. I mean, all I can do is give an introduction right now. I can't take you down into that place. It takes 3 days to get there. Sorry, I can't do it. I know of. But just with what I'm talking about, you've seen all this logical stuff. You've seen the stuff of the mind. The Merkaba is of the mind also. But the toroidal fields, I'll just tell you the secret, the toroidal fields of the Merkaba, of the mind, and the toroidal fields of the heart. Yes, the heart has toroidal fields. Stanford University has scientifically proven this. They found that the most powerful electromagnetic field that's emitted from the human body does not come from the mind, but comes from the heart. And it's big. It's an electromagnetic field that extends 8 to 10 feet out from around the body, and it's in the shape of a torus. Again, that donut shape. And the axis runs down right through the heart, which happens to run exactly through the sacred space, because that's the generator of it. And so you have the axis of the Merkaba right over here. At one point in the development, the axis of the heart and the axis of the Merkaba link, and the Merkaba field synchronize, and this phenomena takes place, which is the next level. It's the second level of the Merkaba. And this is what we're in the process of learning how to remember what this is about. Finally, there will be a third level that's coming. That it may not be me, it might be you, it might be someone in the world that will understand it. But once the heart links with the mind and gains control of the mind, then the sexual energy of the body takes on a whole new purpose and meaning. What's associated with creativity, the creation? How is a new human being born? It's through conception, and it's through sexual energy that takes place. When sexual energy is used in a very pure way, used through the heart patterns and through the mind of the Merkaba, true creation can actually take place. Anything's possible at that point. And this is where we're leading to. And this is how we're going to get out of these problems that we've got, that we have created in our mind. I wish I could go deeper into all of this, but I really can't without a lot more training that I could take you through. But it's all I can do right now. And there is one thing, and I've been asked to do this. One of the problems of people being able to get into the heart, no matter how much study you do or how much work you do, what I've discovered is that some people can't get in there because they have emotional trauma in their heart. They've been rejected by a mate, or they've had a divorce, or something's happened that has hurt so bad that they've sealed it. And when they go into their heart, they feel that pain, and they go back out and they go, I can't go in there, it hurts. And so in many different shades of that same experience, for one reason or another, they can't get in there. And the only way that we can get them in there is through healing the emotional heart of their heart space. And so we've developed a system in the school to do that, but it's not real good. Ideally, you actually have therapy. You go through therapy to solve the emotional problems before you begin to do this heart work. This would be the most perfect thing to do. And there are many really good people out there in the world. We're very fortunate now because they're all over. The science has been developed very high. My wife is also involved in this, and she has a system that's 4,000 years old that came from the original people who first wrote about the Merkaba. She's trained as a psychologist from Harvard and all this stuff, but she just threw that out. That was useless for what she learned, and studied from the people who had learned this. They were all a 96-year-old lady in Jerusalem that held this pattern. And so there is ways we're using images that are inside the body to solve these problems completely, so that you can go into the heart just like that. And so if this is something that you think you may be involved in, or any, really, truly, any other aspect of spiritual work, no matter what it is, or what level it is that you're working in, the emotional body must be healed first. They knew this in Egypt, and they knew it in Greece, they knew it all over. And but anyway, my wife will be here, when is it, in September? September 7th. Okay, so approximately that time. And if you're interested in her helping you in that way, Conchita can help you. You can find other ways. That's not the only. My wife's not the only way. There's lots of other